Happy New Year, Cub Nation. We're excited to have you on today for our Arts Academy, and I am so pleased to announce to you that one of our very own, Mia Parker, is here, and she is a current 6th grade student at Clifton, and she is actually going to be teaching you an aspect of sketching and drawing today. So if you didn't see in the original flyer, you need a white piece of paper, a pencil, and an eraser. She's going to walk you through her experience as an artist, and she's actually going to teach you how to draw a rabbit. So Mia, we want to thank you for being part of our Arts Academy and sharing your talent with us. And students, what we will do is when Mia is kind of through with her demonstration, towards the end, we will open it up for a Q&A. So feel free to type questions, and then Mr. Morrison and I will moderate, and she'll be able to answer those questions. So let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, Mia.
Hello. So I am a 6th grader at Clifton, and since I was about 4 years old, I have loved art ever since. At my first passion was drawing, but then by 3rd and 4th grade, I enrolled in art lessons. First I did charcoal, and then I graduated to pastels. Then I did watercolors. So I did a lot of genres, but my true passion is mostly sketching and painting with acrylic paints. So I've actually have some drawings that I did over the past few years. So this is when I was in 3rd grade, so 3 years. So this is charcoal, and for most people who don't know what charcoal is, it's kind of like coal. So you can't draw hard with this. You have to draw very lightly, because if you draw hard with it, you can't erase it. And you have to have a special type of eraser. It's kind of like clay. So now for my pastels, this is also when I was in 3rd grade, I think. Yeah. So pastels are basically just like colored chalk. And then this is my watercolors. It's one of my first landscape paintings. So now I have this one. This is mostly, it challenged me on texture, because I had to draw all the little feathers and stuff. And then this is one of my other watercolors. It is a dog, a golden retriever. So yeah. And this is my latest one. I personally think this is one of my best drawings so far. This is my rabbit that I did. So yeah. So now I'm going to show you how to draw a rabbit. So first you need a piece of paper and a pencil with an eraser. So first, what I like to do first is draw a circle. And if you're sketching, since I can't draw a perfect circle all the time, I keep drawing and relax my hand, and I keep drawing a circle until I get the shape that I want. So as you can see, I drew a whole bunch of circles, and I got the shape that I want. So now that I have the shape that I want, usually when you sketch, you try to draw the shapes that you see in a drawing. So what I see in the head is a circle first. So now you're just going to erase the lines inside the circle that I don't want. So it'll look like that right now. So then you're just going to draw this outline of the circle. So then it'll look like that right now. So now, when you have the circle or the shape that you want, now we're going to draw the ears. So what I see in the ears is a long oval. So now we're going to draw an oval. So you're just going to relax your hand and then keep drawing and drawing until you get the shape that you want. So now it will look somewhat like that or something. And once you erase the lines, it'll start looking like a rabbit. Kind of like this. So now we're going to draw the other ear behind it. You don't really need to like keep drawing the circles for this. All you need to do is do that. So now you're going to draw. So now we're going to do the nose and the eyes. So really, all you're going to do is draw a little slant right there in front. Yes, you can use a bowl. Sometimes I did that in the past too, because I couldn't do a perfect circle back then, what I'm doing right now. So now it's gonna look somewhat like this. Somewhat like that, kind of. And sometimes I just go over the lines and fix it up a little bit if I don't like it.
Mia, there's a question. Could you use a bowl to make your circle?
Yes, you can use a bowl. Sometimes I used a cup just to trace around, but mostly to challenge myself, I like to do the circles.
And there's
But yes,
there's a request for you to hold it up again for a little bit longer so they can look at it. Perfect.
So it should look somewhat like that.
Perfect.
Okay, so now for the nose, I'm just gonna draw a circle like, you're just gonna draw like a crescent shape. So it's just a tiny little nose like that. And then color it in like that. Okay, so now for the eye, I'm just gonna draw a circle. Keep drawing it until I get the shape that I want, like that. It looks kind of creepy right now, but once I erase it, it's going to look like, yes, you can do different shapes. So the nose, all I did was put a crescent shape around it, like, or you can just do a circle. You can just do a circle on the tip of the nose. So just do a circle and then it'll look like that. So now for the eye, I kind of like to do realistic cartoon eyes. So now for the eye, you should have a circle for the eye, like that, and then put a circle, another circle in it, and it should look like that right now. It should kind of have like a crescent shape right here. So now you are going to put another circle and like that. So it should kind of have like a stripe, a curved stripe in the eye. So to add some dimension, kind of, like his eye is looking at something, you put a tiny little circle at the top of the circle right there. A tiny little circle. So now in the front part of the eye, we are going to color it in. Just color it in like that. Now it'll look like he has eyes. Like that. Okay, so now the whiskers. So really just below the eye, all you have to do is put lines facing outward of the rabbit. So it's very simple. All you have to do is just put lines all over the place. So now it'll look like it has whiskers. So what I like to do too is put some lines over on the side of the head too. So it'll look like there are whiskers popping out of on the other side. So now for the ear, again, we're just gonna put a line. So it'll look like a line on the big ear that's showing. So it'll look like the inside of the ear. So now what I do is put a whole bunch of squiggly lines on the ear. So it'll look like there's fur. Fur on the ear. Fur on the ear, like that. So now we're basically done, but what I like to do is just put the neck. Put the neck like that. Those two little lines right there at the bottom. And then what you're gonna do is inside those two little lines, erase the circle. Erase the circle. And it's okay if the lines are showing. People will know that this is a rabbit. So now you're done.
All right, student. I want to back it up just a little bit so we can see like the ears all in. That's perfect. So students, hopefully you were creating as she talked. Make a little comparison right now, but we want to open it up to you guys. I noticed that I have the chat feature and the Q&A open on this webinar. So why don't you guys use the Q&A to ask questions? It's easier for Mr. Morrison and I to make sure we address everything if you use the Q&A feature. And let's ask Mia some questions about her expertise. Mia, that was fantastic. Well, I'm going to start off with the first question while we wait for people to type. Mia, do you have like an entire like art collection? You showed us some of your art from your younger years. I mean, where do you store all of that and how much do you have?
I have a lot of art actually, And where a lot of my sketches are is in my whole entire sketchbook. There's a lot of pieces of art that I've done in here. And there's a lot of these and my pastel and my watercolors in another bin, but it's just too much. It'll take up the whole entire meeting. I have a lot. And I mostly store it in one big bin with all my other painting stuff and my pencils and my watercolors. So I have a lot of those.
First question says, do you know how to draw other animals other than rabbits? And based on what you showed us, I did dog.
Actually, I actually like to draw a lot of animals. I'm not good at people. So as you can see, I like to draw any kind of animal in my sketchbook, actually. And I've drawn a lot of different animals. There's a lot. And actually, this is one of my other best ones right here. Right here, this is my red panda that I've drawn, and I've drawn a lot of animals in my past, so just a lot. So, yeah.
Mr. Morrison, do you have the next question or you want me to ask it?
I am not seeing questions. I only saw the one that says, do you know how to draw other animals other than the rabbits?
Oh, I don't know what happened. Okay, no big deal.
Okay.
I will move forward. All right, next question. What is your favorite type of art, such as pastel, watercolor, realism, cartoons, etc.?
My favorite kind of art, I really like to sketch, and I normally sketch on my free time, and my other one is acrylic paints. I normally paint with my grandma and my sister.
That is awesome. Do you do a lot of art animals?
Yes, this whole sketchbook is filled with animals.
How do you get your inspiration from your drawings?
Well, actually, I think it started with my dad. He said he loved to draw, and I think I saw him drawing, and I was like, I wanted to try that out, and I just started drawing. I first started just like coloring animals in one of my coloring books when I was younger. So, and then I started drawing a whole bunch of animals and painting a whole bunch of animals. So, yeah.
So next question is, have you ever done animation and is it hard?
I think, yeah, it's pretty hard for me, and it normally just doesn't come out good, so I don't like showing. Yeah, I practice that a lot, and it's just not good right now.
It's a work in progress.
Yes, it's a work in progress.
One of the students wanted to share with you that they love drawing anime wolves.
Yeah, I've drawn a couple of wolves before. Yeah, that's cool.
Next question. Do you have any artists that you recommend?
Actually, I like Pablo Picasso. He's mostly what I really like Pablo Picasso. He has all these creative and fun stuff that I like. And I've actually went to a museum before that has like all of his fun and creative art and paintings.
So does this make you want to be a professional artist?
Actually, yes, I've been wanting to be a professional artist for a long time.
I have a technical question for you. Do you prefer regular pencils more than lead pencils?
Actually, yes, I like to draw with regular pencils because lead pencils, sometimes when I'm drawing a little, or like when I sketch, sometimes they keep breaking and breaking. So I like to use regular pencils instead.
What do you see yourself doing when you graduate from high school, after you graduate from high school?
Um, well, I think I'm gonna draw more, and actually I play softball, so I've actually been playing softball for like 6 years already. So I think I'll be playing softball and drawing art.
That's fantastic. Well, I have asked all the questions and or shared information from the chat and the Q&A students. This is another opportunity for you before we say goodbye to ask Mia any other questions. And while we're waiting for that, I just want to say, Mia, this is so, nothing makes me happier than to see one of our very own Cubs sharing their talents. It makes people, it builds people's confidence, and it also reminds people that you started somewhere, right? You started
Yes.
drawing at some point in your life to get you to the place you are today with the amount of art that you've completed and that book that you shared and all the things that are in it. So for those students who are listening, if you have never experimented with sketching and drawing, maybe this is your opportunity to start. It's never too late. That's the bottom line. Someone's asking, what is your art style?
Um, well, as you can tell, I like to draw a lot of animals, and normally it's just like cartoons. Sometimes I draw a lot of realistic stuff, as you can see. So yeah, mostly cartoons and realistic things.
Have you ever tried to sketch like a person, like taking a picture of a person and sketch them?
Yes, and I'm not very good at people, so that's why I like to draw animals more than people. I'm actually practicing on that right now, so yeah.
That is fantastic. All right. Well, I am not seeing any more questions in the chat. So again, Mia, thank you for sharing with us. This can just be the beginning of your journey, and sharing your beautiful work with Clifton. And we want to thank you for taking the time. I'm seeing something might have come in. Hang on before I um, log off. I want to make sure everyone's voice is heard. A student said, "You're an absolutely great artist. Thanks for sharing your art.
Thank you.
The animals are cute and you've put a lot of effort into them. Thank you for being brave and sharing with us. I was happy to find out that you also do softball. Props to you. Keep it up."
Thank you.
And then someone else said, "Sometimes I search how to draw something and I draw like the eye, and then it shows up step by step and it comes out pretty good."
Yeah, I actually did that once too when I was younger because I didn't feel confident with my eyes or like what I drew. So I learned how to do that too when I was younger.
Well, and you said something
That's
actually
pretty
that
fun.
resonated with me. I don't have a big background in art. So when you said you look for shapes and things, I think that is the foundational piece to sketching, right? If you can
Yes.
picture the shapes, then when you experiment, like you said, with a relaxed hand, that experimentation then all of a sudden blossoms into an image
Yes. So yeah,
that
exactly.
doesn't have to be perfect, right, Mia?
No. As you keep going, it'll turn out as something even better when you finish. So like I did with the rabbit, it just looked like a blob with ovals.
Right.
But once we started erasing and actually tracing on the lines, it started looking like a rabbit.
And therein lies the talent. Seeing
Yeah.
differently. Well, Mia, thank you once again for doing this today. We're proud of you. And again, students who are watching, let Mia be your inspiration to giving this a shot. Everybody
All
have a fantastic day and Happy New Year. And don't forget, we have another Arts Academy starting in 5 minutes.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Mia. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.